Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening, good evening. Oh, Miss Justice, back to number one, girl. There you go. Much love, PG. Much love to you. Miss Justice is number one tonight. God bless. Mama Homestead, number two. All right. Hello, everyone. Hey, PG. Hey, hey, hey to you, girl. God bless. And number three, D. How you doing, sweetie? Hi, PG and chat. Hello, hello to you. Much love to you too. God bless. And our bucket list has holes is number four. There we go. Hello, PG Mods and Summer's Army. Amen. Purple hearts. Much love. Hey, girl. Much love to all of y'all. You guys know PG loves you. All right, let's get down through here. Country girl, how you doing, sweetie? Janet, how you doing? Let me see. I don't want to, I'm trying not to miss nobody. Linda, oh, that's beautiful, girl. That is absolutely beautiful. God bless. Karen, kick the bucket. How you doing? Kick the bucket. Brown eyes blue. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Deputy Sheriff, good to see you in here. God bless. And let me keep moving. There's second to none, Robin. Retired lady, how you doing, sweetie? Peaches, Suzanne. Oh, there's the patchwork pudding. I like that. Grieving mama, good to see you, hun. Prayers for justice for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Amen. Amen. I think people are praying for that. I think they're praying for that more than anything, is to see that justice come. Hey, Australia, good to see you, girlfriend. There you are. PG, much love to you. Hey, Lake, how's it going, sweetie? Hey, PG and chat. Hey, 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 girl. And I think I'm at the bottom. Hey, Robin, there's my avatar. I love that avatar. I'm so jelly. Hey, DB, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Anna, good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Okay, hey Betty, how you doing, sweetie? Good evening. Good evening to you. God bless. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a few more days. We're going to see Trump everywhere, right? We're going to see Donald Trump everywhere. Man, I'm excited. I can't wait. Can't wait for him to get in office. Amen. Hmm. 1207. What's up? Love you, PG. Hey, girl. I love you guys too. You know it. And Leo. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Must be Leo the lion, which I don't get into zodiacs. I just know them all. I don't know why. Okay. I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about a lot of things. But the number one thing that I want to talk about is tonight is Don Wells. Hey Patty Ponytail, how you doing, sweetie? PG Mods chat. Hey, 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 girl. Good to see you. Good to see you in here. The number one thing I want to talk about is, oh, that's so sweet, Miss Justice. She says, Patty Ponytail. Hey, girl. Much love. People in here are so nice. You guys are so nice. I wanted to talk about Don Wells. We're going to tomorrow night. You don't want to miss tomorrow night. God willing. I have to say that because if it ain't his will, it ain't gonna be happening. But God willing, we're gonna be here. And oh, do I got some do I got some stuff coming out for y'all? I got some stuff coming out for y'all. So you want to be here for that. But tonight I want to talk about some things leading up to what we're going to be blasting out here tomorrow night. You know, and you guys do not want to miss it. But on more than one occasion, Don Wells has implicated Fred Hill on more than one occasion, you guys. You know, I find that suspicious. Hey, Honey Coyote, how you doing? I respect whatever president would going to be have. Hey, girl, I'm going to be honest with you. That's how I am. You know, I don't put nobody in office. God does, right? Whoever's sitting in that seat, well, that's the way it's supposed to be going. You know, it's the Bible plainly states, you know, God makes the rich man rich, right? He's the one that makes men rich, and you know, he does it all. You know, we have control over nothing. We might think we do, we don't. Whoever's in there's, you know, in there because they're supposed to be for some reason. They're there. And God knew they was going to be there before we did. Right? He knew they was going to be there before we did. The only thing we could do is you make the best of it, right? Make the best of it, whether you know you're happy or you're not, you know, excited or not. Yeah, make the best of it. I had to make the best of Joe. Right? I had to make the best of Joe. So, you know, and we did it. We did it, you know, diligently. I mean, you know, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for Joe, to be honest with you. Um, that was terrible. That was terrible. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Anything like that in my life. I mean, you know, I think they knew. I think they knew that he shouldn't have, you know, he shouldn't have been sitting in that seat. Long before, you know, long before he was. Hey, girl, I'm bringing you up. Jenny. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. You looking beautiful as always.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, I seen that you were on, so I rushed in.
Oh, there you go, girl. I'm glad to hear that. You
Yeah.
touching Peachy's heart.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, what's the topic tonight?
We're going to be talking about Dom Wells and him implicating Fred on more than one occasion. More than one occasion, he's been implicating, you know, Fred so much, and I'm like, whoa, you know,
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to talk about. Wait a minute here. Amen. That is right. Electric. That is right. Absolutely. Electronic. That's what she's got. Um, absolutely. God helps those who help themselves. That's right. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. You got to get the will, find the way. Absolutely. I agree with that. LOL, Don's a liar. Yes. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that very much so. Don Wells. Hey, Jenny, where'd you go, girl? All of a sudden, your screen went dark. I can't see you. Hey, I love you too, girl. Legendary, you know it. Ah, I knew something went wrong. I lost you, girl. What'd you do? Fall in the basement again?
I don't know what the heck happened. I
You,
knocked myself
you
out,
just,
or
you just, yeah, you did knock yourself. I love you, girl.
I love you too.
You make me laugh. Um, Jenny likes to hang out in the basement.
Yeah, you got the brownies tonight.
Hell yeah, you know it.
Watch them brownies.
we we're gonna all hang out in the basement after the live's over.
Yeah,
Right? We're gonna hang out in the basement and eat brownies. I got plenty for everybody. I made
yeah.
about 5 new batches.
Oh wow. I want to make some, but I haven't got to the store to get the stuff for it.
Hey girl, I want to tell you something. Them brownies are my happy cookies.
I don't like going to Walmart. I I don't like going there. I don't like being around all those people. So
Oh, at Walmart.
yeah, so I send Ron when I need something.
Oh, girl, I'll tell you something. Whew, I don't like Walmart. Right? I don't like Walmart, man. That place is like, it is so many freaking, it's got so many different freaky funk smells in there. It's pathetic. It's like, damn. That place like Flavor Flav, right?
I wanted to let I wanted to let you on in on something I heard on Ziggy's live. She's talking to a private investigator to try to find out who you are.
Yeah, we already heard that one, girl.
I just go to listen, but she said that last night.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell her that PG might be talking to Fred's probation officer. Right?
Yeah,
Go back. You know, one good turn deserves another, right? Good
right.
luck. You good. You know, I know where to find who I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what she was saying though? She was saying that your account was supposedly under Heather Head. That was your daughter's account.
Hey, girl, listen.
I'm
Um,
like, what the
I
hell?
I done I done put it out here. I done put it out here the other night, right after she came out with all that stupidity. I put it out. I said, look, I'm not going to be held reliable or accountable for what evil people are doing to innocent humans. I don't know Heather Head, right? I don't know no Heather Head. I think it's a made up name. That just sounds like
Yeah, well, she said
um
what got me was she
you know
said,
what really gets me is what they said about Fred and the box. He's supposed to Cotton's supposed to seen inside the box. Um and ain't it funny that they come out with the last name Head,
yeah,
and Cotton's supposed to seen what in the box. It's like, some kind of like inside joke. And I don't take kindly to that because that's kind of freaking sinister and sick. If that's the case, if that is the case, but they couldn't, what I'm saying is, I think it was in some kind of inside joke with, what Cotton's supposed to sing. And that's why they named this girl Heather Head. Um, you know,
she's still got
um,
that Kathy Morrison shit.
Yeah, no. And I ain't going to be responsible for that one either. I am not Catherine Morrison, whatever the hell they want to call, this lady. I am not. Absolutely not. This was, way early on. I did, miss. I did when Ziggy was letting all them people on her panel come at me and one thing and another, and I was up there really upset, frustrated, and um a little bit pissed off, that she wouldn't let me get what I needed to out about Summer and warn people, with the information I had and so forth and so on.
Uh-huh.
I did mess with those people the way they were messing with me. They wanted to come at me sideways and be ugly, and Ziggy, she didn't want any information about Summer or anything could have helped Summer or anything like that. She just wanted a big shit show for, the click, likes, and views. They were, blocking and timing out. And I mean, she thought she was the queen of fucking Sheba up on that panel, really showing her ass and everything else, at the time. And yeah, they tried to say I was somebody named Dusty. And it's like, PG needs to come in here while Dusty's on the panel and this and that. But I didn't. I didn't come up there. And I had them all scattering, saying that this Dusty, but I felt sorry for Dusty because Dusty was taking a lot of heat and everything, because they was going at her like she was supposed to be PG. So, I did go up and, clear her, clear.
Well, well, what got me?
So they wouldn't keep at her, keeping at her. And this lady actually passed away. And before she passed away, she wanted to talk to Benny Keys and Ziggy, and neither one, Benny Keys nor Ziggy made time. This woman gave them tons of super stickers, super chats, money, her monies, in their cash apps and everything. She was a big supporter. But I'm going to tell you what, when it came time to give her 5 minutes, just 5 minutes before she passed away, and it was out here, everybody knew she was wanting to talk to them. The word had gotten out, and neither one of them freaking gave her 5 minutes. They didn't give her even 5 seconds of their time. And, she had gave them a lot, didn't she? But they wouldn't give her 5 seconds. And that's the kind of people they are. That's the humans they are. And not only that, but, whatever they was over there saying that my name's supposed to be, then, yeah, I fucked with them. And I would be like, slip up that name or whatever. And they'd be like, oh, she said the name, and I would fucking roll. I thought it was hilarious.
I bet.
But at that particular time, I didn't understand this, how dangerous this place out here is. I didn't know how these people go real life at people. I was new to all of this, and I had no idea, how vicious this out here could get. And, and that was, that wasn't the thing to be doing, that, and I apologized, it's not something that anyone should be doing. And I even went the extra mile. To contact, this particular lady's son. And I let her son know, that, these YouTubers were, doing all these crazy things and trying to, say that this woman was, supposedly me. And I just wanted to warn them. I just wanted to, warn them, that, how dangerous it was. Matter of fact, I sent them a card. I think it was around Christmas time, and with my number and everything. And then the son had contacted me back. I contacted them. Then they called and contacted me back. And I explained all these things. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not this lady. I'm not, and I will not be held responsible for, these weirdos or whatever, haters.
She said,
Going after at these people. I'm not. I done told them I'm not Martha, right? I'm not Martha. I'm not Margaret. I'm not none of these people. I'm not the zoo lady. I'm not none of these people that they have been saying that PG supposedly is. And I'm not Patricia Dean. I'm not none of these people whatsoever. And if they want to, if they want to go at these people, then they're going to do it at their own discretion. They're going to do it, with the sin upon their own heads, because
said
I've done publicly announced that I am not them,
yeah.
and I will not be held responsible for any of the evil that these people do. I won't, so that's on their heads. They've done been warned, they've done been told, nobody can come back at me, saying that, I was pretending to be people I ain't or anything like. No, I'm not. I'm not pretending to be anyone that I am not. Absolutely not. They want to know who I am? I'm PG. There you go. I'm PG. I run this channel for Summer Moon Utah Wells. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think I have done a better job for Summer than Ziggy ever has. I mean, she didn't care about Summer. She cared about her crap shows. She didn't care about any of these missing kids. She just cared about what she could get from the viewers. She doesn't care anything about anything but herself. She goes down there. She ends up marrying one of the number one freaking suspects in the Summer Moon Utah Wells case. Right? They're all suspects. She brings one of them home, marries it up. How are you helping a little girl when you're, sleeping with the enemies, right? I don't know. But people want to follow her. I say follow her, man. I don't tell nobody what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
I just do what we do. And that's, keep Summer in the spotlight, other kids out here in the spotlight, do all we can to help their cases, get them home, get them found, get justice served. That's what we do. That's just what we do. We just keep on keeping on with the victims because they're the ones, we're supposed to be here for. And this channel is, and it always has been, and that's more than I can say for Ziggy's channel.
Summer's army. That's what we are.
I'm going to tell you something.
The hell with what they say, right?
Them haters are so fucking jealous of Summer's channel over here. They can't stand it. They say that ain't Summer's channel. Yes, it is. You know why it's Summer's channel? Because none of them had enough caring, enough love, enough kindness, and enough ass to make Summer a channel, right? But they're jealous. They're jealous of everybody here who did, right? And that's, they can keep on keeping on. Haters will hate. Who cares? Who cares? Those people, in my ears, those people are like freaking, fucking dogs barking. I don't pay attention to it. I don't pay attention to it. It don't concern me. I just do what I do.
Yeah, you do a good job at what you do. It's a lot of work to have a channel, keep up with it.
Exactly, beautiful sunflower. If that was their family and someone was doing that to their families, they wouldn't like it. Ziggy didn't like it when Benny Keys outed her. When Benny Keys, I don't know why he did, but he did, do what he done, she hated it. She did not ever want to be outed. She did not ever want, to be out here at all. But Benny put her out there, you know, and he called her out. He called her out. But I think it was because I think it had something to do with her daughter. I think it had something to do with Jenna. Jenna's daughters had been talking to Ziggy's daughters, and Ziggy's daughter had told Jenna's daughter some really personal information and stuff, and it was very alarming, very concerning, and I think that's where Benny came into it all, because he was concerned for the little girl, for the child, and I think that's why he did what he did. I mean, the best I can remember, that's what it was over.
Mm-hmm.
There at the end, Benny did start. He did start to try to care about these kids' cases. He really did.
Yeah.
He really did. I think he saw the light. I think he started to see the light, because he started to care more, and he was trying to do everything he could, to not just help missing kids, but other kids he thought was in trouble and needed help. So he was taking some extra steps.
Where did he go to?
He got into some domestic dispute with his ex, and I don't know, he was either texting or emailing or doing something, and which was social media based, and therefore when he went to court, they told him he can't be out here in social media, as I don't know for how long, but from my understandings, he got banned it from social media because of it. So I guess the courts do have jurisdiction over the social media accounts now, and so forth and so on. I guess they can demand that you don't, that you not be out here, and you're breaking the court orders and everything if you are, and therefore you will have to go back to see the judge and so forth and so on. So it's basically bullying people. You can't bully folks. You're not supposed to be harassing and bullying and stalking and doing all this stuff, but that's what these people have pretty much did to PG from day one. They have all, they bullied me. They have harassed me. They have, stalked me. Now they're, out of malice intent, threatening to hire up PIs. Well, that PI can be sued, just for the fact that he's being hired up with malice intent from these people. And therefore, if he was to sign on, he could be sued along with them,
Yeah.
because he's entertaining their harassment. He's entertaining their stalking as well. He's entertaining all this evilness that they're getting together and, trying to their little lynch mob and witch hunt. He's joining in on it, and you can't do that. I mean, you're not allowed to do that, at all, because I have broke no laws whatsoever, any way, form, or how out here. I have done nothing, that is illegal whatsoever out here in the in the YouTube world. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. I mean,
Right.
if somebody thinks you're ugly, well, that's their opinion, and they're allowed to have it. If somebody thinks that you're evil, that's their opinion, and they're allowed to have it. I mean, if they want to call it out, they ain't nothing no one can do about it. People talk about, oh, PG's got a funny voice. Um, well, that's their opinion and they're allowed to have it. What can I say? I mean, I laugh about it. I really don't care. Um, you know, and I have been,
Yeah,
people
but
have come at me so hard sideways. I mean, I have been called everything, including the devil himself, right? I
yeah,
mean, I have been bullied in her, and Ziggy was the biggest bully against me when I was on her panel. I was doing nothing whatsoever to warrant all the evilness she did against me over there. I did nothing. I did not deserve what she did and what she allowed to be done to me when I was on her panel. I mean, she was evil and she allowed all those people to come up there and be evil too. And, and she sat right along with these people talking some real ugly stuff that none of it was true. It was defamation of character. It was totally defamation of character. Um, all the things she was saying about PG, and then, she was saying that I wanted Donnie and all this crazy stuff. And you know what? No, I didn't. But when people talk, they tell you a lot more about them than they'll ever tell you about you. And,
yeah, she called Donnie lover.
and Ziggy did. Ziggy told us. She told us a lot more. She told us about her, not PG, because she went right down there. And what did she do? She marries up Fred Hill. And she takes another woman's man away from that woman, right? She was sitting there lying on me, saying that PG wanted Donnie and PG, or, was trying to take Donnie from Candace and making poor Candace feel bad and all these things. And no, I wasn't. I was Dawn and Candace's friend. I was both of their friends until they wasn't doing what was right for Summer, until I figured out that they both were very evil and they both was doing nothing to find this little girl. And that is why, I was supporting and being friends with them, was to help them find their child. And the longer I hung around, the more I understood that these people are really freaking evil. These people are lying. They are covering up something. That was my opinion. And and I think I'm very much right. And and I wanted people to I wanted people out here to understand that these people were not for their daughter. They were for themselves. They wouldn't even be out here if it wasn't for, all the money coming in and all the things, because Don told me that right out of his own mouth, that they wouldn't have been if it wasn't for all that, cash apps and all of those, gift cards to Walmart and one place and another. And, and all the money coming through and all the support and, they wouldn't have been out there. And he really didn't want to be out there anyway. Even with this stuff, he just wanted to run away because he thought that, this is something that could put him in prison. And he just didn't like risking it. He didn't like risking, slip of the lip that could get him put in prison. And he didn't want Candace talking, because she was always drunk and everything. She was always, on sober. He didn't want her talking because he's scared to death she's going to slip something that's going to, cause a lot of issues and problems and maybe prison for everybody. Grandis was even so scared that she was 24/7 on some type of device. She was always on some type of device, listening and hearing everything and trying to control them as much as she could, to keep from everybody going to jail. I'm sure that's what it was. That's my opinion again. But, I thought people had a right to know all these things. That's why I tried to, put it out on Ziggy's. But once I was up there and trying to get it out, well, Don and Candace thought that, how do we discredit this woman that done nothing except tried to support us to find our daughter, and learned a lot of ugliness about us, a lot of evil about us, and ran off, to expose us because she was here for Summer, not us, to begin with. And how do we discredit her? So, making up a lie that, that PG's trying to take Donnie and, mix up in their marriage and one thing and another, that was the way to try to, make people hate on me, discredit me, and do all these things. And I put up with it. Not just then, girl, but I put up with it all these years, right? I put up with it for, as of June 15th, 2025, I would have put up with it damn near 4 years. Exactly 4 years. And I'm going to tell you something. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah.
I'm still hearing that those lying, lips come out, and, out of, that's attached to these haters coming out saying, oh, you wanted Donnie, this and that. No. I mean,
why would you want a drunk and a drug addict?
I think the people who were saying this stuff, saying that I wanted Donnie, I think those were the people who would have had Don Wells theirself. I think they would have had him. I think, I really truly think that these people would have took Don Wells,
Yeah.
if they could have. I don't know why. I don't understand why. I don't think they, I think a lot of people, don't think past the end of their noses. What I'm saying is, I don't think a lot of people, look at, Donnie goes to work every day. Donnie's a good worker. I don't care what Donnie is. Let me tell you something. I'm fucking brilliant. I am a brilliant human being. And I've worked for it. I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn when you have bust your ass to get at the level I am. And I'm going to tell you something.
You do
These
great.
people, I have seen many, many people like Don Wells. Yes, they bust their ass. They're a hell of a good worker. But them going to work does you no good. And what I'm saying is, unless you can profit by someone going to work, as in, the kids being fed and clothed and taken care of, money going on, a new home, new cars, unless you can profit and buy it, unless it's got to be in your refrigerator, on your cook stove, over your head, on your back, on your feet. What I'm saying is, it's got to be where you can see it. Well, Don Wells isn't. It might be on the stove if he's cooking it up, right? It might be on the stove if he's cooking it up, baby. But I'm going to tell you something. Nobody in the house is going to be able to use it but him. And so it doesn't do you no good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much someone makes. It's how much they can save, and it's how much they can allocate, towards all the things needed for the family to succeed and move forward with. And Don Wells, I'm going to tell you, Don Wells is not. He couldn't allocate enough money towards his children to keep them fed. He couldn't allocate enough money, towards his family to get them in a nice home. He couldn't allocate enough of that money to really do a damn thing for anybody. other than himself and his habits.
Yeah.
And therefore, you might as well be laying around in bed with some freaking bum that doesn't work at all. Because
Right.
that's how much good it's going to do you having Donnie around. But a lot of people, they don't understand that. Or maybe they don't care to have a bum in the bed laying around with it. I don't know. I care. I care. I want someone that can at least take care of their fucking self, right? Um, that's just me. That's my opinion. That's who I am. I mean, I want a man that can take care of himself. I want a man that can afford his own car, his own gas, his own 50% and whatever we own, right?
Yeah.
I want a man that can feed his damn self and clothe himself and take care of himself. I'm not going to do it. I got enough children. I don't fucking need no more, right? I don't need no more. And
Right.
I'm not, I,
What cracked me up was Ziggy said that your YouTube channels was under your daughter's name.
yeah, well, I'm going to tell you something. My daughter is, a minor. She's
I
a
know
minor.
she seemed
And
so
and
little when she talked that time.
and what Ziggy needs is to keep her mouth off my child. She needs to keep her mouth off my freaking child. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know no Heatherhead. I don't want to know no Heatherhead. I think it's a really cruel inside joke for Fred Hill to laugh about. Concerning Summers' case. That's what I believe. I believe
Yeah.
it was some dirty inside, very sinister joke concerning Summers' case by calling this lady Heatherhead. Hairy head. You put a if you got a head in a box, and when you open it, what you're looking at? You're looking at the hair. So
Right.
Heather head, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, I don't find that to be funny at all. I think that's sick and disgusting and another game that he's playing. But, and if there really was someone named Heatherhead and this guy named Josh and all of this BS, um, I think that they would have pictures, they would have addresses, they would have, Ziggy would be throwing that shit out there, something fierce, man. And, and she doesn't. She's showing no receipts whatsoever for these people. And,
Well,
and you
there-
can't,
there's a lot of backstabbers on here. Like people,
oh,
like
yeah.
I just go on the channel to listen, and people are saying that, oh well, PG didn't like the way you made your noodles, and
Rachel, Ziggy did not make me. Ziggy did not make PG. PG made Ziggy. PG's the one that showed up and made Ziggy's channel. Ziggy had nobody until PG showed up. Then she had all the creators coming there, all kinds of people coming there. PG's the one that brought Dom Wells there. PG's the one that brought Jenna there. PG's the one that brought it all there. That bitch didn't make me. I made her. I made Ziggy. There you go. She was a nobody, a fucking nothing before PG came along. That's what Ziggy was. And she's a freaking nothing now. She's a nothing now. She's a
yeah,
nobody. She is a nobody. Nobody cares about Ziggy. Nobody cares about her anymore. Right?
yeah,
You know, give me $20 and I'll $20 and I'll read your cards. I'll read the cards for you. Hey man, you give me $20 and I'll read you Ziggy's cards. I'll be glad to read y'all Ziggy's cards. Give me $20. I'll read her cards for you. Right? Give PG 20. I'd be glad to read the cards for you. And I tell you what, When I read the cards on her, you could take that shit to the bank, baby. It ain't a bunch of bullshit lies. It's the truth. It's the truth. Right? That's the difference between her cards and mine. My cards, when I lay them down, baby, they are the truth, not some bullshit lie.
Yeah.
You know?
You do good over here.
Yeah.
You're the main one that I watch and talk to go up on the panel. You're the only one.
I'm going to tell you something. This channel does good, and it's always going to do good because this channel is blessed by God. This channel was put together by God for this little girl and other missing kids. I know that. I know that. I'm nothing but a vessel that God's using to run this for these children. And I try to do my best. You know, but it's all glory to God. No glory to me whatsoever. PG is a nobody. I'm a piece of dirt like everybody else. I'm made out of dirt. You know, from dust we came and dust we shall return. They ain't nobody no better than anybody else. I don't sit up here and act like I'm better than anybody else because I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. God made all of us equal. He made every human equal. There's only one race. It's called a human race. And we are all equal. The only difference between us is whether we're making the right choices or the wrong ones. That's the only difference between us. Are you righteous or are you evil? There is no in between. You're either one or the other. It's just how it is.
Yeah, Ziggy's a bitch.
And she can be, absolutely. Absolutely. You know,
no way.
I kind of found her funny as hell. When she did anybody else put a 1 in the chat if you heard her attack Lisa K? Did you hear Ziggy attack Lisa K? Put a 1 in the chat. Oh wow, Kim, I appreciate that. Oh wow, 5 Prayer Garden of America memberships. All right, girl. God bless. God bless. That is a gift that will keep giving. Oh wow, super sticker. And BM says she wants Ziggy's cards read, right? She wants Ziggy's cards read. And girlfriend, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna read them for you. I'm gonna read them for you here when we go out of here on tonight. I'm going to definitely read those cards for you. Yeah. She said a bunch of stuff, right? But you know what? What else? I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to do you one better. For BM for giving that $20 super sticker. I'm going to do you one better. I ain't only going to read the cards here at the end of the night after we get done talking about things, but I'm also going to give you. Hold on. Let me see if I got it up here. I don't know if I got it up here or not. Oh, I don't think I put it up here tonight. Let me see.
Can you believe something? Can you hear me, PG?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Never mind. I think I told you the other night about it. I did something I already told you.
Listen, BM, I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this content. I'm going to cover this content for everybody because I got to put some of the content out of the way to bring something else up. So as soon as I cover this content, I'm going to bring something else up. I'm going to read them cards for you tonight, girl. I'm going to read those cards for you tonight as soon as I get this content out of my way. Yeah. And you'll be hearing Ziggy's hold on a minute. We got Ziggy's PI in here. Is it true that Fred was going to get a restraining order because Ziggy won't stop letting toxic gas out on him. Yes, yes. I believe that's very much true. I believe, and you know something, her chat should get one as well because have you put a one in the chat if you ever notice that that Ziggy's in the bathroom on her lives. How many times it's like she's in the bathroom gassing everybody, right? She's in the bathroom gassing everybody. It's like, oh my gosh, like she thinks you can't hear her in there. You can't hear her doing all these things. It's like, oh my goodness, she's in the toilet, right? Mm-hmm. It is freaking disgusting. Then she comes out and she be cooking, right? She be putting on her rubber gloves. God only knows where those things been, what her and Fred might have been doing with them. And then she's touching all them noodles and stuff. It's like, whoa. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, like I have to click out, right? I gotta click off because it's like my mother freaking um ongoing cleaning disorder and you know germophobia. I'm a germophobic. It's like, oh my gosh, god damn, I can't see this shit. It's going to start, you know, messing with me.
Right.
Wow, that's like you know, oh hell no, oh hell no. You know, the only thing that I use gloves for is you know, is garbage. It's garbage, you know. I don't like handling garbage. Um, you know, so I do keep a box of gloves, you know, in the garage, and I do throw some gloves on, you know, to for the garbage and so forth. But other than that, you know, other than that, I ain't be using no damn gloves. You know, I don't use no gloves. You
Right.
know, I mean, what you going to use gloves for? You got, you know, you got a toilet scrubber, right? You got a toilet scrubber. It's got a big long handle on it. You're not touching your toilet. You're just using a scrubber. Um, you know, what the hell would you be why would you have to use gloves inside your house? I mean, I wash my hands. I keep my hands very clean. You know, I keep my nails done. My hands very clean. You got a nail brush, you know. When you wash your hands, you use the nail brush.
I
And
gotta I gotta get my nails done.
hey girl, I'm gonna tell you, I take pride in my nails. You should use olive oil. Did you know that if you um when you do your nails, um if you before you put your polish and stuff on them, use a little bit of olive oil, like, you know, if you're going to do your nails tomorrow, before
Uh-huh.
you go to, you know, take your old polish and everything off, and you know, prepare your nails, you know, to be painted and everything, and just put some olive oil on your nails. Your nails will be beautiful, absolutely beautiful. um, you will be surprised at what olive oil does for the nails. And
That's
and
amazing.
also, you know, if you're going to go to the nail shop, if you're going to the nail shop, you know, your nails have all you know, growed out or cracked off or whatever. Use, you know, wash your hands real good. I use alcohol. I alcohol my hands down, right? Re-rinse them, dry them, and I use the olive oil on my nails, and your nails will always be beautiful, and they'll grow so nice if
Yeah.
you just, you know, if you just do that. Absolutely. And also, you know, a lot of women put a little bit of milk, a little bit of milk and honey in a bowl, and they put their nails in it, soak their nails, and wash them off. You know, you only do that like maybe once twice a month. But the olive oil, you should, you know, the olive oil, you should, you know, definitely, if you have your original nails, if you have your original nails, you should always do it when you take your nail polish off and get ready to redo your nails. You know, use the olive oil beforehand, you know, and then redo your nails. Um, So, the olive oil should probably be, weekly, couple times a week if you got real nails that you take the nail polish off and redo. Um, if you have the fake nails, then, um, whenever the old nails, come off and you're putting the new nails on. But if you have fake nails, please use a nail brush and please use alcohol. Use some alcohol, put alcohol on your hands and rinse them so that, any bacteria up under those nails, you know, will be gone. Um, a lot of people don't know how important it is because you're handling your food and you're handling all these things, and it's important to keep your nails clean. Actually, your nails and your teeth are two of the most grossest parts of the body, right? And it's important to keep both very clean. But you know, it, it's like if I'm not coming in here to preach, I'm coming in here for hygiene, right? I don't know. It's like, but somebody must. Maybe Ziggy's in the bushes needing to know this, right?
Yeah,
Um,
she's
yeah,
probably listening right now.
yeah, and make sure if Ziggy, for you girlfriend that's got your head up in the bushes right now, because I know you and Fred probably does. Fred definitely does. I you know I where hygiene is concerned, you might want to learn how to freaking scrub your backside, right? You might need to scrub your backside because when Donald talked to me, he told me that he didn't think you scrubbed your backside. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't smell it, but I guess he did. So you might want to scrub up that area a little better or something. Right? Not my words. That's Don Wells' words.
When it says for me to join the chat, it wants me to open a thing that says YouTube. If I do that, I'll lose you then, wouldn't I?
Hmm?
I'm trying to connect to chat where it says connect to chat at the bottom,
Right?
and it says YouTube and connect beside it. So if I
Uh,
that connect, will I lose you?
in the if you are looking at like the back chat and it says chat up there, you can click on that and see the chat, what the
Yeah,
chat's writing. Now
I
connecting to
can't. I
chat, I'm
can't.
not sure. I'm not too sure what I don't know if you lose me or not. That might throw you into the chat instead. There you go. Yeah, it throws you into the chat, not the panel. So basically what happens is I lose you up here, you go back into the chat. That's how that works. Right. Yeah, I lost her. Come back. Right. She went in the basement again. She just can't leave my brownies alone. She gonna get more brownies than PG tonight. Right. But anyway, listen, I didn't come up here to talk about personal hygiene and Ziggy's backside and what Don Wells had to say about it. I came up here to talk about Fred Hill and what Don Wells had to say about Fred Hill. I'm bringing you back up here, Jenny.
Yeah, it kicked me out
Yeah, that's what it puts you back into the chat.
because
What
some
it does,
people
I
some
guess, is
people was talking to me in there, and I didn't want them
right.
to think that I was ignoring them.
I guess it's a new feature. If you want to go back to the chat, you can hit it and go back to chat.
Oh wow.
It removes you from the panel.
Yeah, people
So,
were saying hi to me. I didn't want anybody to think I was.
um, yeah, they said, hello, PG, Jenny, chat. Hey, girl, good to see you in here, hun. God bless. Yeah. Um, they know you ain't ignoring them. They know you love them, each and every one of them.
Yeah, I love
You know,
everybody that comes in.
you've been with us from day one, girl. They know,
Yeah,
they know you care.
yep. Hi, Nicole. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can see. I can go down here and uh hit the chat and then go over and see what everybody's saying. So long as I can see that.
Yeah,
What was
oh,
Jody Sue's problem the other night? She had a mental breakdown.
that was because of Andy. She had a matter of fact, Andy was in here. I seen him.
Uh,
She had a mental breakdown because of Andy Bernard. Andy, he went into her chat, and I guess, and she got all worked up and sentimental, and um I don't started a little bit of tearing up, and you know the oh, I miss you, Andy. I love you, Andy. I just want you back, Andy. Why don't you come home, baby boy? Big Mama's waiting. Right? It was one of those breakdowns she had, right?
oh God, that's
That's what was happening on there. Yeah, look, see, Andy's laughing. He knows. He knows that's what went on. Oh my gosh, you guys know it's true. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. She was just like, she misses it. She misses it. I don't know Andy. I don't know what you know, I don't, he must be able to work it somehow, man, because she sure wants him back.
yeah,
Right?
no
He
doubt.
was doing something right. But anyhow, I'm going to get started here. This is Don. This is Don, you guys. Um, having his fit. Let me make sure that I get the right one. Okay. Yes.
Put me in solitary A block. That's where Fred Hill is. That's where Fred Hill is now. A block. He's probably got my old cell.
And that's why you're feeling so comfortable, Don Wells. That's why you're feeling so cocky and comfortable, right? Yeah, you didn't bet on Fred getting out as fast as he did, because if you knew Fred was getting out as fast as he did, your ass wouldn't have been so cocky to get up there and run your face like you done. Huh? Right? Like you went and did on that other guy. What was his name? Oh crap. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. But anyway, his ass had to end up going over into Arkansas, right? He had to go over in Arkansas after he talked about that guy. Let me tell you that now. Don Wells be running his mouth on some people. Morlock. Wayne Morlock. That's who he was running his mouth on. And he had to end up, leaving town, right? He packed it up. Him and Candace both packed it up after talking about Wayne and moved it over into freaking Arkansas. Yeah, they was hiding at that freaking hotel because, they didn't know how Wayne was going to take what they come out there and, insinuated he was. And, yeah. And that's, Don was feeling real freaking, protected with Fred being in jail and hearing that he's going to get about 10 to 20 years. And he's like, well, by the time this mother freaker gets out, I'll probably be gone. So, I done freaking, slid down the big old slide to Hades, and, who cares? But then Fred, turned around and got out, right? Like, oh, hell. And you really haven't seen Don back out here running that face again, right? You ain't heard him, but listen to what Don has to say.
A05.
Dang.
From what I heard, though, he's in there for protection reasons, though, ain't he?
That's what they told me. I
Because I
didn't have
reckon
no.
he got pretty.
They moved
He
him
got a
because
rude
somebody tried to
awakening when he
kill
come
him.
in.
Yeah.
Now let us remember that Don's talking about Fred being on the side he's on. Well, Fred says he talked to some guy named the Heatherhead guy, Josh. He said he had talked to some guy named Josh who, done something bad to a child, because the people owed money, right? The people, it was a bad deal, and they owed money, so he took the kid, give me the money, I'll give you the kid type thing. So he's in jail for grabbing up a kid because of, I'm going to tell you, all this shit sounds made up. It sounds so made up because I don't know anyone. I do not know any dealer. I don't know any dealer that has ever took a child for money owed to them. Matter of fact, dealers don't want your child. Why would they want your child? I mean, they don't even want their own kids most of the time, right? They don't want their own kids. If you know anything about dealers usually live alone. They have a lot of, pretty disgusting women hanging around and guys. Their girl lives somewhere else with the kids, right? Their girl always lives somewhere else with the kids. And, and their girl's always, coming around like, I need my hair done and I need my nails done. No, motherfucker, you need to give me some money because I have like 5 of your kids and you need to be, you just need to be giving it up and you can take all these vacations and buy them effing cars. And you, how would you like that window coming out of your car out there, like right now? I'm going to tell you now, I got 5 kids of yours. You don't even be half keeping us up. And I need my nails done like right now. I'm not going to ask you again. I am not going to ask you again. You need to cough it up like right now. You wouldn't be doing this. Like when we first got together, you weren't doing like this. You was getting my nails done. You was buying me nice things. You was being so nice. Mother freaker, what the hell happened with you? When did you put me on oh no, I'm not going to be on no back burner, baby. Right? That is the way it is. They don't want their kids, and they sure the hell don't want no one else's. They ain't going to be going and taking nobody's kid for no freaking payments of nothing. I tell you what, you don't pay them and they're going to come see you. They're going to come and see you. You are the one that they're going to be looking for. Not anything else. You. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you now, they ain't interested in your kids. Now, they might get your girl and they might get your mama. But they ain't going to be getting your kids because they just don't go after kids. That ain't how it works. That isn't how it works. You're trying to run. If you're trying to run, they will threaten up your girl. They'll threaten up your mama, but they won't be threatening up children. No, like 99.9% no.
No.
I'm not saying that 1% don't exist, but I have not ever once in my life seen it. Not once. Haven't ever heard about it either. Haven't ever heard no shit like that. So, with that being said, Fred Hill makes up bullshit. He makes up bullshit. And if he was on the side where, the child offenders are, then what was that saying for him? He said that, law enforcement believed that he, they told him that he's a suspect in 2, not 1, but 2, unliving unliving cases, right? You're a suspect, Fred, in 2 unliving cases, he said they told him. That's out of his own mouth, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys heard Freddie say, if you plainly heard him say that he was a suspect in 2 unliving cases. One was Cotton. He ain't ever blessed us with who the other one was, right? In my opinion, I think it was Summer. He showed us his polygraph with Cotton, remember? But he didn't show us his other polygraph. Put a 2 in the chat if you remember him insinuating that they wanted to polygraph him on Summer's case as well as Cotton's. But we didn't ever hear anything about the polygraph of Summer's that he was insinuating they wanted him to take. He didn't bother to show that one, right? Because I remember him bringing up, about Cotton and Summer for the polygraph. He said Cotton and Summer for the polygraph. Well, what they would have done is they wouldn't mix Cotton's polygraph with Summer's. They do one on Cotton and then they do one on Summer's case. Now, was the number 2 Summer? And it obviously didn't turn out good at all, or he would have showed it as well, right? He would have showed that polygraph as well, but he didn't. I've got a lot of suspicions on Fred Hill, a lot of suspicions on him. That's just my opinion that he took a polygraph on Summer too.
I don't know if I believe that story. He probably ripped somebody off, is what it is.
He probably found somebody in there that he'd already ripped off, and they's like,
Well,
hey,
Well,
look,
people in there might be mad at him.
Fred Hill used to roam around. I'd get up, like if I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning or something and looking around, he'd be out on somebody's horse with a flashlight, riding around
That's
for
weird.
who knows what.
Don Wells, he wasn't riding around on somebody else's horse. He was riding around on his own horse, and that's like clean back. That's clean back, like before Summer was born. Maybe about a year after, because he lost all the horses. He lost all them horses. Got rid of them. He got rid of them, but there for a while he did have horses, but it was years ago when he had those horses. So, if you see him out riding around on a horse, it was his own horse, and it was long before anything about Summer came about. You're hashing old bullshit, trying to put it into the future when it's in the past. And that puts a red flag on you, Don Wells. It puts a red flag on you when you're always having to pull stuff up like it's around the time frame of Summer or after Summer, instead of, all the way back in the past where it was before, like years before Summer even came up missing. It's big red flag on you, because, now we're looking, why are you doing this? Why do you need to do this? If you're an innocent man, why the hell do you need to be putting shade on someone else all the time? Like it was, in and around the time that, Summer disappears. You changed up the vehicle the day before, Don Wells. You fired your coworker, and, the next day you blamed it on your coworker. That your daughter's disappearance on your coworker, which, he had nothing to do with it whatsoever. But it sure looks like you went to work, you fired him to set him up to blame the next day. I don't know where Fred Hill's really fitting into all of this other than Candace. If Fred Hill ended up with Summer in his vehicle, or any vehicle like one he's crushing, then your old lady was the one down there handing her off to them. And you knew all about it, Don Wells. That's my opinion. If Summer ended up with Fred Hill, honey, you knew it before it ever happened. You knew it. And Candace was the one that done it. So, Fred's in jail, and you want to call Fred. You want to run your mouth and say, Fred's playing games and blaming this on Cotton, some a man that ain't even here anymore. What was you doing, Don Wells? You thought Fred was locked up for a long, long time. You thought he was going to be there forever and a day, and you came out and you did the same thing. You did the same thing. You wanted to put all the blame on Fred, shade him with everything. The way Fred's trying to shade Cotton, you wanted to shade Fred where Summer was concerned. When everyone knows you shaved your daughter's hair completely off. She was very sick. We could all see in the pictures that your daughter was sick. Something was wrong. We all seen her on the milk jugs. And we listened to Hunter. We listened to Hunter talk about how she was soaking wet on the pillow because she's the only one swimming. So she was on the pillow, soaking wet against the driver's side door. That happens to be where Allison said she was too. Where did she get dressed, Tom Wells? I think she got dressed at Allison's house. If you ask me, that's my opinion. We all seen her on the milk jugs. None of us really believe she was still with us at that time. Even Ronnie Lawson came out, and told the lady that worked with him. She said, "What can we do? Do you want me to tell the YouTubers anything?" He said, "Yeah." He wants her to tell the YouTubers to ask you and Candace why you waited 4.5 hours to contact law enforcement. Well, 4.5 hours, Don Wells, Summer would have been on the milk jugs. And if what this lady is saying is true and bona fide, that's what Ronnie said, then Ronnie and all of them believe that Summer was not with us on the milk jugs as well. Even law enforcement believes it.
That's crazy.
So, there you go, Don Wells. And, I'm going to tell you, whatever happened to your daughter, in my opinion, you know everything because you was the main one planning it all down to the T of it happening. And that's why you was driving a different vehicle, went to work, fired your coworker to blame it all on because you knew it was happening. You said yourself you were holding your daughter in your arms and you said, "I'm sorry, Summer. I'm so sorry. I love you, Summer. I love you. I'm sorry." Because you knew she's going to be gone. 18 days later, she was. On June 15th, after you switched up cars, fired your coworker to blame it on the next day. Come on, Donald.
What?
Stop trying to shade Fred when you're just as shady, baby.
I think she was sold. Is what I think because
I thought that for a long time as well. I really thought that as well. But you know something? I don't anymore because we went over the pictures on the milk jug, and not only that, but we also took the pictures and and put them against another child who no longer with us as well in the picture. And I'm telling you, no, the nails were the same, the bluing's the same, and Summer had, even when Summer's eyes were closed, she had these little wrinkles. And the milk jugs, there's no wrinkles. And, and then the other child, no wrinkles, because that's what happens, because of what happens behind the eyes when someone passes. It takes the wrinkles out of the eyelashes so that they're complete, like they've been ironed,
Well, Hunter will break. He'll end up.
We hope so. I just don't believe she's alive on the milk jugs. And Hunter also had a breakdown, according to his family, after he got home from that swimming hole that day. He was shaking and having a nervous breakdown. Also, Candace, why would Candace in the middle of the day, why in the middle of the day would she buy a bunch of stuff, a bunch of, stuff to get this boy hate up on, unless she wanted him to do something bad? Right? I mean, nobody parties in the middle of the day unless, they need some courage to do something they shouldn't be doing. And I think that's why she stopped and got all that stuff, was to knock the edge off and get him, up and enough courage to do what they were wanting done. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I do not think that, Summer was with us on the milk jugs. I think Don Wells knows, I think he knows what happened to Summer after the video was taken and Grandis was dropped off on the hill. I think he knows that Candace went down to Fred Hill's house, and Don wants to put it all on Fred now, not part of it, but all of it. And that's my opinion.
Yeah.
You got Fred saying, "Oh, somebody could have put her in my car and I wouldn't have known because I'm running all over the place and I'm not, constantly watching." But he says, he sees everything. He sees everything going on in the holler all the time, but he wouldn't see this. Don't make no sense.
Peaches says, in my opinion, FBI agents needs to drag all these suspects in like 4 years ago.
Oh, I tell you what, it ain't too late to drag them all in now. I mean, it's not ever too late. Summer's case is still as open as it was day one, and they still could do whatever they want with it. I mean, if they wanted to, they could start day one right now and get them all back in there again. Yes, they could if they wanted to.
Reason.
That's weird.
All night long. I caught him one time. I went to talk to him. I've talked to him several times because I thought he has to know something. I caught him on other people's property, taking stuff from other people's property. Well,
he knows something, all right. He knows Chad Arnold came in right after him and Laura pulled out and caught Candace's ass at his house. Right, that's what he knows, Donald. He knows that, and he knows that he's looking mighty damn suspicious to law enforcement and everybody else because of all of this, right? He just pulls out, and Chad comes in, Candace is at his house, and there's no Summer. Don't sound good to me, right? That don't sound good to me.
He has a golf cart, and he was on a golf cart and taking people's stuff from other people's property. I never said nothing till this.
Oh, so you kept his dirty secrets, Don. You kept his dirty secrets. And what secrets is Fred keeping for you? What secrets is Fred keeping for you, Don Wells? Huh? Maybe Fred would like
sons of bitches.
Maybe Fred would like to come out and tell some of your secrets, Donald. Maybe he'd like to tell Candace's secret. Maybe he'd like to tell, exactly why Candace was at his property between 3:30 and 4 o'clock on June 15, 2021, when Chad came in there and there was no Summer in the car, and Candace said she's already missing, which would have been 2.5 hours too soon for her to even be missing. Maybe Fred would like to enlighten us a little bit about your secrets. He could do that.
At this point, he's been lying since day one.
And so have you. And so have you, Don Wells. And so have you. Do you remember, Don Wells, in the day ones when you told law enforcement she wasn't out there? She wasn't out there running around in the woods, that she wasn't out there, that she had been abducted. Well, Don Wells, you can't tell them where she's not unless you know where she is. And if you know where she is, then she wasn't abducted because you know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's called foul play. That's called foul play, Don Wells. That's what it's called. And an abduction. Oh, let me remember right. There is no signs of an abduction whatsoever. And they did an extra deep dive search down there all over that land and everywhere else. And they really don't believe she wandered off as well. So, it seems like foul play is what's playing in all of this right now. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I can see left in it. I don't know, but I think that my eyesight's like 20/20, right? And that's what I'm seeing. I think a blind man could see this.
I've been up to his house several times trying to get answers, and he started talking about
Don Wells, you was not at his house trying to get answers. You're a liar. That's not true. Why don't you tell the truth? You ain't telling the truth because he's in jail and you're really trying to make him, really trying to make him look really bad to make yourself, look good. That's what you're doing, and that's what you've been doing from day one. You're trying to put all the focus on poor Fred instead of having the focus on yourself. And that's where all the focus should have been from day one, is on you and your lying ass old lady.
meth monkeys out in the woods and everything else, stirring me off in the wrong direction. I mean, yeah, all kinds.
Steering Don Wells off in the wrong direction. No.
He's
Don
always
Wells,
going in the wrong
that
direction.
motherfucker been going the wrong direction since he was born, right? Since birth, he's been going the wrong direction. Don't even go there.
Exactly.
Man, yeah, he's been going the wrong direction so fucking long, he wouldn't know what the right direction is.
Of wild stories he tell me, and I
How do we
just
know
leave
this ain't
there.
another one? How do we know he's not even making this? Dead men tell no tales, right?
Exactly. He's just trying to get notoriety, money on his books.
Notoriety and money on his books. I think you're the one that kept $500 on your books the whole time you were in there, Don Wells. I think you're the one that wanted notoriety, coming out here and telling all your bullshit lies and throwing everybody under the bus to keep the focus off of you. I think you and your old lady are the ones who was looking to gain everything and lose nothing by staying. And the only reason you stayed out here was because of the money coming in and the support coming in. If it wasn't for that, y'all wouldn't have been out there like you ain't out here now, right? You ain't out here now. Your daughter's still missing, Don Wells, but your ass ain't out here. Your ass ain't out here at all. So shut the fuck up.
I think
That's all he
he's
cares
still-
about.
And
To
I
be
thought it was
honest.
convenient when I found out that old Cotton was dead.
Exactly. He's going to blame it on the dead man. Really?
Hmm.
Wow.
Sometimes
Found out old Cotton. I mean, what the hell is she talking about? How intelligent is this chick running her mouth, right? Not intelligent. That's the one that has her. That's the one that opened the camera up and had her freaking size. I think it was like size 42, 44 undies flying around on a ceiling fan, right? Trying to air something out while her old man's laying on the other side of her. And I think she's the one that opened the front door up and had the wind coming through, because I guess, it just the odor or whatever there is too much for, the household. So that she has to sit in the door and with a fan to air it all out. What the hell, right? What the hell? I mean, come on. Like, she don't know what she's talking about. Oh, it was really something, really convenient for him to learn about cotton, What do you mean learn about cotton? This guy's took a lie detector's test because they believe he's the one that offed cotton, right? Get it fucking right. He didn't learn nothing if he did it. Dumb. Oh my gosh.
down there.
I
in the
talk
hollow.
about. That's what
Down
I'm
there in
talking
the
about.
hollow.
I mean, like, where the fuck these people's brains? I don't even know. They amaze me.
people will do things to get the get the look off themselves. Blame it on a dead person. That's a good way to go about
Well,
it.
I'll guarantee you the detectives are trying to talk to him, but he keeps talking him way out in left field somewhere. And that's why I want to beat his ass so bad. because he could be the person responsible for Summer's disappearance, because he got meth heads going in and out of our road day and night, all day long.
Don Wells, you couldn't even hold a candle to Fred's ass, let alone whoop it, right? I'm going to tell you, if you and Fred go toe to toe, my money's on Fred. My money's on Fred. Let me tell you that right now, Don Wells, because I know you a coward. You like to hide in the shed. You like to hide in the basement. You like to hide at work, right? You like to hide, mother freaker. You are a hider. And what is a person that likes to hide? A freaking coward. A fucking coward. Well, at least Fred's got enough ass to, step it up and stay out there, even though he's catching all the bullshit he's catching right now. And I think that, because, if Fred did anything, it's because you and Candace involved him, just like poor Hunter. If poor Hunter done anything, it's because you pulled him into it, just like Fred. This wasn't Fred's ideal. It wasn't Hunter's ideal. This is yours and Candace and Grandis's ideal. This shit was pre-planned, premeditated, and carried out, Don Wells, and it wasn't planned by no one but y'all. And you were the ones that could have protected this little girl or destroyed her. And I hate to say it, in my opinion, you destroyed her. You destroyed her. No one else. So stop blaming them. Start taking self-blame. Take self-blame. Because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone should be in prison except you and Candace and your old fucking granny up there. The ones who were supposed to be taking care of this baby and didn't. That's what I got to say. This little girl was screaming. She was screaming for help. Anybody help me. Help me, please. Somebody. Could you help me? Don Wells, she wasn't hollering that. She was
dispatch anybody out there when it called 911 at that time?
I'm going to tell, yes, they did. Yes, they did. And they didn't talk to this little girl and find out what was going on with her as well. That they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball so many times on this poor little child. And, they even dropped the ball with her after she's missing, right? All the way up to she's missing and then after. They don't know how to pick up the ball and keep it rolling. That's the problem. And I'm going to tell you something right now, Don Wells. When this baby was hollering, help me, please, anyone, someone help me. Well, she wasn't hollering it because of Fred Hill. She wasn't hollering it because of Hunter. She wasn't hollering it because of anyone other than you. You. And the only reason she was screaming someone, anyone, was because she screamed mother, mommy, and no one got no help there.
That's crazy.
She got no help. She got no help from the one that should have been helping her. So she turned to everyone else, and she still didn't get any. You're a piece of shit, buddy. You're a real piece of fucking shit, and nobody even really wants to hear you, to be honest.
All night long, and he could be the person responsible for Summer's disappearance. And he wants to sit there and talk crazy? The boy needs his ass beat.
Yeah, he probably gonna get that.
He needs it.
Eventually, he's gonna get that.
He's looking at probably a decade in the pen, so
yeah, he's
he'll get his fair share.
He wants to play games after my daughter's disappearance.
That's what's so bad about it.
Yeah, exactly. When the police was up there at my house, I says, "You're not going to go knock on Fred Hill's door or some of these meth heads around here?" I says, "Then let me the fuck out of the way, and I'll go do it myself." And they says, "Well, we can't stop you, Mr. Wells. You're a free man." I said, "Yeah, that's right." And I went over there, and I drove to his house, and I about kicked the fucking door in. And he's like, oh.
You drove to his house, and no, Don Wells, no. You didn't want to leave your car on the hill. He just lives like a block down the fucking road, dude. He just lives like a block down the road. You wanted to get your damn car off that hill. You wanted to get away from them cops yourself. And you flew down that hill and down all the way to the end. You went all the way to where Ben Hill Road ends. and parked your vehicle and you went and hid at Fred's house. You ran up there and you mother freaking hid. You wasn't kicking in no doors. You wasn't doing anything. You was down there hiding that ass. And you was down there hiding that ass all night long. Shut up. Come on. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Why don't you ever tell the truth? You was down there buddying up with Fred's ass like you ain't ever buddied up in your life. You was always buddying up with Fred when your ass is in trouble, trying to figure out how to get it out of trouble and hoping Fred carried the answers to make that happen. Right, Dawn? We know all about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I seen some meth heads up there on the ridge, blah, 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 and talking all kinds of crazy. Yeah.
That seems awful suspicious.
Right. I misunderstood. Exactly. He wants to call other people. He wants to call other people names when we totally watched him on a live in the bathroom doing up himself. We watched him on another live doing up himself, and then it looked like he was doing up Candace too, right? Come on. I mean, yeah, he is one to really talk.
Cannot get a straight answer out of him for nothing. And here he is playing games again on Ziggy's live and everything else. Cannot get a straight answer out of him.
Yeah, for the last 2 weeks, he's been sicker now.
I felt sorry for him, and I give him a black truck. I says, you haul that stuff off, whatever, because I didn't want to clutter up my driveway. He hauled that crap off. I says,
John Wells, you gave him that black truck and just a couple weeks before Summer went missing. And you personally told me you was home. You was home when he came up there to get that truck that day. You said you were home when he came up there and he towed it away. And I think that black truck was possibly because at that time you would have been in the middle of your planning and carrying everything out for June the 15th, 2021. And that black truck could have possibly been some payment, right, Don Wells? It could have been some payment. I don't know. But in my opinion, it could have. That's my opinion. You said Fred would do anything for $1. You should know, Don Wells. You should know.
motor's good. It's a brand new motor, bored 30,000 over. And all he needed to do is put a harmonic balancer in it. But he held it straight to the junkyard for meth. I think it was, oh man, I don't know.
This mother freaker is more pissed about a black truck, right? He's more pissed about what Fred did with that black truck than he is about his daughter coming up missing, right? See how upset he was about that, but his daughter missing? Oh, he ain't half as upset about Summer missing as he is Fred hauling off the black truck, right? Not keeping it, possibly for Don to try to get it back at some point.
There was a lot of traffic coming in and out of our hauler because of Fred Hill. He needs to own up to this shit.
Don Wells, there was a lot of traffic coming in and out of that holler because of you as well. You had a lot of people coming in there also, right? You had a lot of undesirable people. Matter of fact, Allison said that Candace pulled to the side of the road and picked up a homeless person. They don't even know nothing about him. God only knows what this man could have did, but Candace picks him up anyway and brings him right to your home. You guys also had another old man hanging around up there that supposedly was, doing bad things with Laura's oldest daughter. This old perv was, giving this little girl illegal substances. She's about 14 years old. He's giving her illegal substances, trying to hang around with her. These are the kind of people you like to keep on your property, Don Wells. Don't go at Fred when you're no better. You had a lot of bad people. Marlena Crawford, her boyfriend, and their little girl up there all the time. I don't know if her little girl was part of the evil stuff you people were doing or not. I hope not. I hope not. But she was up there, and she was around all of this freaking evilness, pure evilness. And thank God she's still here and doing good. But you guys had a lot of garbage up there too, Don Wells. You had a lot of garbage yourselves. So, don't even go, throwing stones when you live in a glass house yourself, right? You need to really shut up.
He's a hillbilly piece of shit.
That fucking
Right?
asshole needs to own up that
And
he's
you know
the
what else,
fucking
Don?
reason that all that traffic was coming in and out of our holler. And I want to beat his ass so bad and make him realize this. But there's one thing we got to stick with, or two things.
Well, he's out of jail now, Don Wells. He's out of jail. He was out of jail in Tennessee for a long time. Why didn't you go see him? You had plenty of opportunity when he was in the rehab to go see him. You had plenty of opportunity when he was actually, to my understandings, he was back up on Ben Hill Road looking over his property and so forth. With Ziggy, you had plenty of opportunity to do something. Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? Matter of fact, he's right there in Indiana right now. What's stopping you? What's stopping you, Don Wells? Well, I'll tell you what's going to stop you is you're a coward. You're a coward. And the only reason you were talking this shit right now was because you thought Fred was locked up and he was going to be locked up for a long time. Surprise, 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 Don Wells. Right? He's out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And he's not hard to find. He ain't hiding. He ain't a hiding, Donald. I think Fred would like to see you in his face talking all this trash. I'd like to see it too. I would love to see it.
We got to stick with. The boys are the last one that seen her go down in the basement.
I know, Don Wells. No, according to you, the boys were the last ones that seen her go in the basement, according to you. Not according to the boys and not according to law enforcement. That's not true, Don Wells. That ain't what the boys said. That is not what they said.
He's putting words in their mouth.
He's lying. And that's why Ronnie Lawson came out here and Ronnie Lawson said, if you do not hear from me that they passed lie detector tests and they're cleared, don't believe it. If you don't hear it from me that the boys said they went to the basement or they did this or they did that, then don't believe it. Whatever you hear out of Don Wells' mouth, do not believe it, because Don Wells is not working with law enforcement. Matter of fact, they're not cooperating at all. And they're telling a bunch of big damn lies and they're hiding those asses, right? Oh, you're interrogating me. I don't want to talk because I don't want to be interrogated. Well, you can only be interrogated if your fucking ass is guilty, Candace, right? That's the only way you can be interrogated. And just saying what you've been saying lets everybody know that you're obviously damn guilty, because an innocent person just can't be interrogated. And you think everybody's interrogating you, so that shows that you obviously are guilty as hell, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And number two,
Right on
the police dogs followed her scent, not down the driveway, but down the dog trail. And
that's another damn lie. When Chris M was up there talking to Candace about a dog trail, she said, I don't know nothing about no dog trail. That's where the boys rode their motorcycles down to the road and then come back up the driveway. That was a bike trail. That wasn't a dog trail. Candace told Chris M that. We all heard it, Donald. And Ronnie Lawson said that the dogs went from gravel to pavement and they lost scent. Gravel to pavement. The only place there's gravel to pavement, Don Wells, is at the end of the damn driveway. Why do you have to lie? Why do you keep lying? Why do you keep making up bullshit? Because you are full of crap. You're full of crap. And all you've been doing is trying to mess up your daughter's investigation. You have been the biggest hindrance in Summer not being found. And why? Because you personally, in my opinion, you don't want your daughter found. Because if your daughter was found, then that means you go to prison, right? You go to prison where you don't want to be. Yeah, well, how about your daughter, Don Wells? Did she want to be where she's at? Did she want to be where she's at, Don Wells? Why don't you think about that?
Very good point.
The dead ended on the road.
Okay.
That's what
So
we
it's
have
still
to go
right by
with.
the road. That's still right
Yes.
by the road.
Right. Which means she was thrown in a vehicle. And
That's what I said.
Fred Hill was leaving out that time, hauling some scrap metal off at that time.
Absolutely. The only time he's not lying is when his damn mouth is shut. That's right. And then he's thinking about how many more he's going to tell. He's thinking them up when his mouth is shut, right?
I still say that he's doing drugs.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to tell you, him and Candace are on. I'm going to tell you, they're on liquor. They're not only on the liquor, but they're on the substances, and I mean they're doing goody good. They're doing freaking liquor. They're doing freaking other illegal substances. I mean these all of their money is going in to a substance abuse, right? Substance abuse. They I mean those children really got put through hell because nothing was being allocated to them. Nothing was being allocated to these babies. Nothing was being allocated to them. No food, no clothes, no good roof over their head. No doctors, no doctors when they were itching and breaking out and sick and not feeling well. They didn't stand a chance. They didn't stand a chance because they were with three selfish, self-centered, self-seeking pieces of shit that didn't give a damn about anything or nobody but themselves. And these children paid the price. They paid the price for being around that type of evilness. They paid the price. But Don Wells repeats the same crap himself again, as I said.
Oh, Fred Hill, I don't want to say anything bad, but he, how can I say this? He starts to throw everybody off. Let's just put it that way. He's throwing everybody off, right?
Is there a possibility that Fred Hill could have done something?
It is possible. He left out about the time Summer disappeared to take off all that scrap metal. I don't know. It's possible.
Did you hear that? He took off right about the time, he took off with all that scrap metal right about the time Summer came up missing.
Yeah.
Well, how does Don Wells know what time he took off? How does Don Wells know what time he took off? Because, Don Wells wasn't there. Candace was, right? Candace was at Fred's house. That's how Don knew what time Fred took off, because Candace was down there, right? Chad Arnold came in and caught her down there. So of course Donnie knows what time Fred took off, because Candace had her ass down there, right? And and also, let's listen to this.
It is possible. He left out about the time Summer disappeared to take off all that scrap metal. I don't know. It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. He took off, Now, Don Wells, you just fucked up. You just fucked up and made a mistake. Because Fred took off. We know for a fact that Fred took out of there between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. We know for a fact that he took out of there between 3:30 and 4 o'clock because Chad Arnold came in at around 4, closer to around 4 o'clock, the hour of 4, and caught Candace at Fred's house. And Fred was gone. Now, Don Wells, listen. Your daughter wasn't supposed to be missing for 2.5 hours later. 2.5 hours later, Don Wells. Let's do the math. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6:30. What is 6:30? That's when law enforcement was called. Law enforcement was called at 6:28, which they rounded it off to 6:30. So it's 2.5 hours later, Don Wells. Your daughter was supposed to end up missing 2.5 hours later. So how in the hell was Fred pulling out right when your daughter came up missing? I find that awful, suspicious, because if he's pulling out right at the time your daughter's coming up missing, then your daughter came up missing at between 3:30 and 4 o'clock when Candace was down there. And if that's the case, then you must know that Candace handed Summer off to Fred and Laura, and you must know that they took her out of the holler, and that's why you slipped up and said what you said, that he's leaving when she came up, disappeared. He was pulling out. Well, wouldn't be true if you were doing your math. See, you're not doing your math because, your mind's letting you tell us what is, because you're not thinking fast enough to keep up with, your lie about 6:55, 6:05 is when Summer came up missing. You would have knew that when Fred was leaving out of there, that Summer would have been, planting flowers, washing her hands, getting some candy, peppermint, her favorite, and going up into the house. And not only going up in the house, but mommy right behind her, making sure she got in the house like a good child and a good mom should, and saying, "Boys, watch your sister." Well, hell, Don Wells, that would have been about 5. That would have been around 5, about 5:50, about 5:50. Let me get it right now, because see, my math ain't off. But then again, I don't have a dog in this race, and I don't have to be trying to make up lies and shit. So, I can keep my math straight. So let me get my math straight here, Don Wells. That would have been about 5:50. I say about 5:53, because mommy only took 2 minutes fixing Granny's brace and come back in. That would have been 5:55. And she went down she asked the boys about Summer. She looked around upstairs. She went down the basement, so that would have took us now to, around 5:55, when everybody's going outside and running around, and then the neighbors coming out, and you didn't even get called till 6:09. So, all of this stuff would have been happening so close to 6 o'clock, Don Wells. Fred's pulling out between 3:30 and 4. So how the hell does Summer come up missing that early when she's supposed to have been, planting flowers and washing her hands and getting that peppermint candy that she so loved, which I don't know any child that overly loves peppermint candy, versus a chocolate bar, right? But, it is what it is, or some freaking, on Sour Patch Kids, gummy bears. I could think of a lot of stuff kids like way more than some peppermint candy, but it was her favorite. And, yeah. And that was way down. That would have put you way down close to 6 o'clock when your daughter's supposed to come up missing. So explain to me how the hell, she came up missing. You're saying she came up missing between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And Chad Arnold saying that Candace told him she was missing between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And Candace was at Fred Hill's house between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And Fred was leaving out between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Whoa. So everybody's on board with 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Right? That's something. Well, honey, that made it solid. That made it solid. Right? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel it made it solid. That Dawn's on board with 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Candace is on board with 3:30 and 4 o'clock because that's when she was caught down at Fred's house. Chad Arnold's on board with 3:30 and 4 o'clock because that's when he came in and Candace told him some are supposed to be missing. And Fred and Laura's on board with 3:30 and 4 o'clock because they said that's the time they was leaving and pulling out, right? So, it makes it kind of solid that all of these people are on the same page with what? 3:30 and 4 o'clock. When Summer came up missing, right? Well, and that is how you figure out the truth from the damn lie, right? That's how you figure out the truth from a damn lie. You just see what everybody's on board with, and you'll find the truth. All right?
My chocolate.
Absolutely genius, right, girl? Ain't
Yeah.
that genius? So we did it. We did it, you guys. We figured it all out. Summer came up missing between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Hell, you just heard Dom Wells say it. He said it, right? Subconsciously. He wasn't thinking, but he said it. Let me let you guys listen one more time. Fred Hill could have done something.
It is possible. He left out about the time Summer disappeared to take off all that scrap metal. I don't know. It's possible.
There you go. He took off the same time she came up missing. We always thought that she came up missing between that 3:30 and 4:30 mark, right?
Well,
we always thought it. We thought it. Now we know it.
Took them about 2.5 hours to come up with a solid plan before they called 911.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
Hill that they can all stick with.
Right?
Everybody that's involved.
Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt. No doubt at all.
I cannot wait till they get busted. Because I'm telling you, when they finally take them in, that whole holler is going to be filled with police and everything. It's going to be a madhouse. And they go to pick them up.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm going to tell you.
They would do that because in case they try to run. Where to run to.
I promised to. I said somebody gives $20 reading. We're just going to read Ziggy's cards, right? Listen, you guys. Those are the cards. Let's shuffle them. Want to make sure you guys know I'm dealing them.
You're leaving us already?
Let's shuffle them up here, you guys. Let's shuffle them up. Let me see. What I'm seeing here. Let me take a look. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, we got the singer. Oh, that must be Fred Hill. The one that was singing inside the bird cage, right? Singing inside the bird cage. That's what it must represent, is the bird cage. Let me see right here. Oh, I got the old maid. The old maid standing outside the bird cage. The old maid standing outside the bird cage, you guys. Waiting for the singing bird to get out. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this old maid standing out there. Last chance for romance.
Amen.
Standing outside. Oh, what do I see here? I see the doctor. Saying, oh my goodness, I don't think this can be fixed. Oh, what else do I see here? Oh yeah, I see the baker and a candlestick maker, right? That must be Fred and Ziggy inside their house, right? Because she's spinning the cooker around on the stove, and he's just laying around melting away, right? Melting away because he can't stand to eat that shit from the dollar store. Yeah. Yep, that's what I got right there, you guys. Let me see. Oh yeah. Let me see here. I got firefighter, you guys. Oh, that must be Laura. Trying to put the flames out between Ziggy and Fred. But oh, honey, your hose just didn't have enough water in it. Didn't have enough water in it, or maybe too much. Maybe it sprayed him right on over there too, or I don't know. But whatever it was, you didn't put the flames out, and they're all kindled up right now, mostly in the kitchen with the cooker spinning around, right? So yeah, let me see here. Oh shoot! I think I found the card. I think I found the PI. Oh, they've been plotting against PG, trying to get a PI. Oh, what was they looking in? My garbage? Oh, there's your PI. Right there, you guys. Hey, retired lady, I appreciate that, honey. Member for 11 months. All right. Love you too, girl. You know it. Right there, y'all. Right. What can I say? Absolutely. There's the PI. There's their PI right there. Oh, I didn't find nothing on PG. I mean, look at that. They're in PG's garbage. They're in my garbage. Oh my goodness. Looky there. Climbing all over the dumpster. But he found himself some new threads, right? Well, doesn't he look handsome in those new threads? Right? Yeah. Well, that's. Oh, what else am I seeing? Oh, I'm seeing the doctor again. Right? What is the doctor saying? You better be taking up some donations for another one of them belts, baby, because we think this one's broken. It ain't sure taking nothing off of you. All right. ain't 1 pound getting shitted right there. Girlfriend, you might need a double belt. You might be putting that belt where it ain't needed instead of where it is. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. her next scam. The next scam is for a new belt for her new exercise machine right there. Come on, ladies. You know I need a new belt for this machine. Look at me. I'm not losing a pound.
You
All right.
might get pregnant. Open for that.
Yeah, she ain't shedding, honey. She's spreading.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Right? 25 a reading. 25 a reading. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything else.
I wouldn't pay her $10 for a reading, let alone 25.
Oh, wow. She better be careful. I see a train conductor. I see a train conductor. Woo, woo. Oh, Freddie boy might be hauling it out of there. He may be hauling it out. Somebody's going to be hauling it out of there. I see the train conductor. Yeah. What else? What else I see? Oh, I see a magician. The musician is there. I guess, maybe Fred's going to make like Houdini. I mean, I did see the conductor, and now this. Oh my goodness, he's going to make like Houdini, man, and just haul it on up out of there. Woo woo. Oh yeah. He must be thinking about going back to Laura. Let me see. Oh, I found a teacher. You guys. I must go and be teaching Ziggy a lesson. It's going to teach her a lesson. Don't stand outside prison gates. And if you do, please do not feed this prisoner prison food from the dollar store. They had enough of it. They're looking for something different. Right? Yeah.
I can't believe a general store like that.
So, how do you guys think her reading went? How do you think her reading went? I think it went pretty good for PG to be reading her. I told you, man, I'm gonna put the cards on the table, right? I told you, and I think I did a better job reading her freaking future with a deck of old maid cards, right? With a deck of old maid cards. That's what I was using. My kid's old maid's card. All right. It says old matey. Old matey. That's what it says.
Yep.
So
You brought me another one?
I don't have none of them woo-woo cards, you guys. I had to use old mateys. Absolutely, man. I gotta give myself a pat on the back. Yay me! I did such a good job reading that future.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I read your future, Jenny.
Yeah. You could do a reading.
Yeah.
Here, let's look at your palm. Oh, you're gonna be rich here. It's funny.
Hey, girl. I see a farmer coming your way. You got a farmer coming your way. Hey, you might get rich if he's growing the right stuff. Right? That's all I got to say. Oh, shoot. She said, I left those on the counter. I left those on the counter. She said, somebody took them. Somebody took her brownies. Okay, I must confess. Beautiful sunflower, must confess. They was good too. Right? Those were some good brownies, girlfriend.
Wish I could have one.
if you go past beautiful sunflowers window in the morning, like early in the morning, you'll be able to get plenty of them. Them country girls always be setting their brownies in the window.
Yeah. I'd like the corner pieces.
That's why PG be hanging out in the country. I'd be hanging out in the country because I know that you get all the goody goods on the windowsill.
Yeah.
I take the brownies and leave a quarter.
Tech 2 said, I wish I had a brownie instead I have a little Debbie cake.
I leave them a quarter and a note because I know what they're going to say, right? Somebody stole my brownies. I leave them a quarter so they could call somebody that cares. Right? Here's
Yeah,
your quarter. Call somebody that cares.
I know what you mean.
I needed those brownies worse than you do.
Yeah, sure you do.
Gotta give me something to keep me going, boss.
Keep you going. I gotta have my Mountain Dew. I like my Mountain Dew.
Hey, girl, I like my cold ones. I snap me a cold one now and then so that my day can hear it. I snap me a cold one so my day can hear it because I know it makes her so jelly. She'd be like, "Oh, I wish I had a cold one." Nah, ain't gonna have none. She ain't gonna have none. I didn't get to have none of that big old ice cream thing she had with the cherries and the whipped cream, and yeah, I still ain't forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
I got a mind like an elephant, man. She wasn't sharing that with me. I ain't sharing my cold one with her.
I'm good to know what I did last week.
I heard that, girlfriend.
Some days I don't even leave the house and I'm home here, and some days I think it's Tuesday when it's actually Thursday.
Girl, I'm going to tell you something. It's not that I try to remember. It's just that I can't forget.
That's right. Or you just want to remember.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm going tomorrow and get me some brownies mix and make my brownies. You there?
Oh, wow. PG, we need to pray for the folks in California. The PI for Sebastian is close to fire in his home. He is trying to do search and rescue there also. Pray. Keeps them safe. God will keep them safe. Trust God's always with us. He goes before us. Jesus goes with us. The angels watch over us. I'm going to tell you, girl. All you got to do is know he's there. And he's with you always. And, he will be. He absolutely will be. That's, it is what it is.
Amen.
And we will pray. We will keep them, we'll keep them in our prayers. Hopefully, if things are getting bad, they get out. The best thing to do is to get out. Get as many people as you can, hopefully everyone, and just get, that's a bad thing in California. California's always got those freaking fires going something crazy out there, and very dangerous, very, very dangerous. But I hear a lot of people's vacating. California. Matter of fact, even like Elon Musk and and a lot of people are moving all of their places. You know, everything that was once in California is now kind of moving, you know, into other states because, you know, they just don't want to, you know, deal with, you know, all of the bad things that's happening and surrounding them there. They got, you know, their streets have become nothing but homeless camps from one end to the other, and you know what these fires ain't taking out, you know, all these people coming in are taking it up, and you know, California's really went downhill like a snowball in Hades, right? You know,
Yeah.
that's my opinion. It's, you know, it's really went downhill like you ain't ever seen it go downhill. And people are vacating out all over America right now, to get away from, you know, to get away from all that stuff. I mean, I hear that even the movie stars' homes out there are not safe. I hear a lot of the movie stars' homes, you know, have been invaded, and, you know, things taken away. And as much money as the movie stars have, you would think their homes would be, you know, like number one safest in the whole world, but they're not. And you know, I think it's just getting a little too much for all of them as well. So yeah, you know, I think California's kind of, you know, I think Florida and, you know, the other, you know, North Carolina, South Carolina, you know, I hear a lot of people's moving into New Mexico, all down in that, and you know, and that they're not really going way far north. They're not going real far north. But they are spreading out and centering themselves, you know, in the other regions of the South, you know, in the other surrounding regions of the South. If you ask me, I think, I'm not for sure, but I think Elon Musk, did he go? I think he went to either the Carolinas or Texas or somewhere down in there. You know, a lot will be moving into, you know, Tennessee, because you already have like Dollywood, and you have Memphis where Elvis Presley was stationed, and so I think a lot will be moving into Tennessee as well. You know, in those regions. So, you know, if you ask me, California is kind of going to be, the property values, I think, are going to go way down because nobody's really going to want to be there anymore. Right?
Yeah, right. I hear you. I'm making some.
I mean, it would surprise me. It would not surprise me one lick if they didn't pick up Hollywood and move it somewhere else. It wouldn't surprise me if Hollywood moved completely out of California. That wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me to see Hollywood show up in Florida or somewhere else. You know, just saying.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I'm hungry tonight. I had me a stuffed pepper earlier. You like green stuffed peppers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like cabbage rolls too, girl. I like to make cabbage rolls. They are so good. I make egg rolls too.
At home,
Um,
coming over if you're having.
I make fried rice, egg rolls. I make all kinds of stuff. I love to cook. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm making a big ham, you guys. I'm gonna bake a big ham. I'm gonna whip up potatoes and some good green beans and corn, and I'm gonna have a big old ham and make me some rolls. I'm gonna make me some good rolls and butter. Oh yeah. I'm already set to cook up a storm tomorrow. And and uh and then the next day, the ham that's left over, the next day, girl, you could cook a big old pot of beans up. You can make a big pot of beans and put that ham in there. Ah, it's good eating right there. Make a big pan of cornbread and some greens. I tell you, hey girlfriend, I'm bringing you up. There's my spicy watermelon. Hey girl, you beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, PJ. I pray you a lot of blueberries.
Hello.
Memphis. Oh, hi. Memphis will be in a cold climate. But hey, PJ, I just wanted to credit you because I think you put the pieces together, but really,
You're sounding like you sound like you're underwater. You sound like you're underwater with me. Oh, come back. I lost you, girl. You sounded like you was underwater. Okay, you're there. I was going to get you the better.
Can you?
Oh yeah, you're good.
I was gonna say, PJ, I watched a couple of your I mean, obviously I've watched you since you started your channel, but you pieced together the story that you pieced together on June 21st, 2021 makes sense. And I think you put it all together, especially with the show last night tying into this one. And how when you let a person speak, they will tell the truth. So, I mean, I just want to credit you for putting it all together.
They do. They if you listen and you let them talk, you know, that's why it's crucial. It's crucial not to shut people down, but to bring them out. You need to bring them out. And, you know, and like they say, if you really want the truth, just piss somebody off. Right? Hey, you know, quicker way to get the truth than pissing people off. And they'll bring it.
And I think the truth is out. Like I said, I credit you for putting it together, putting the pieces together. I just wanted to acknowledge that. But I also wanted to come up here and say Happy New Year to PG and PG's subscribers and viewers. Spicy watermelon is out.
Hey, girl. Hey, we appreciate you coming up always. And I appreciate you checking in with me because I do worry about you. I worry about you. You're like a little sister to me. So I worry. So you make sure you keep checking in so I know you're okay and you're doing good where you're at and everything's all right.
Will do, PG. Bye, everyone. Bye, chat.
Bye, sweetie. God bless.
God bless you, too.
She's a sweetheart. She is a sweetheart.
She is.
Yeah.
I put some pizzas in the oven.
She meant June 15th. She said June 21st or something like that. Or she meant June 15th, 2021. I did catch that. I did catch it, you guys. You know, sometimes everybody can't, you know, remember, you know, like I said, I just can't forget, right? I can't forget anything. I don't know why, but that's just how my brain works. And, but I love her. I love Spicy Watermelon. She is an absolute sweetheart. And I do worry. So when she shows up, it's like Sweet Norway. It's like our Sweet Norway. Mm-hmm. You know, I worry until they show up and let me know they're okay. Right. And if they're not showing up, then I gotta start praying, you know, Lord, could you please let this child show up? And, you know, so I know that the child's okay. And, you know, we ain't seen Sweet Norway, Lord, you know, where's she at? What is she doing? And, you know, and I tell you, it works. Those prayers work because they show up. They show up anytime I start getting worried about them, you know, haven't seen them, getting worried about them, they pop up. So, you know, and I thank God for that. I really do thank him for that, because, you know, we are a family here. We are a family, and we definitely, you know, we love these missing kids. We love Summer, and we love all these missing kids, but I'm going to tell you, we have learned to love and care about one another as well. And, you know, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
That, you know, we're all gathering around together.
Amen. We are all bonded as one for these, you know, for these missing children, the victims.
And we don't
And
drama in here. We get them kicked out. We get their asses booted.
mm-hmm.
Come in here starting stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, the mods here are awesome. The mods here, you know, they just don't take they don't take no crap whatsoever. They don't take no crap, and they're just amazing. You know, they know when to hold them and when to fold them, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and most of these mods has been here, you know, forever and a day. And you know, I so appreciate it. I appreciate each and every last one of them for working so hard for these missing children. And they don't just do it here. There's a lot of the mods that, you know, mod in other channels too. And, you know, and they're just awesome at what they do. They're awesome at what they do. God bless each and every one of them. And then all the ones that, you know, show up every night, like you and so many others show up, you know, supporting these missing children, just like myself, popping up to support them. You know, God bless us as well, right? I mean, it's amazing that it amazes me, you know, to see what God put together here. It really amazes me because, you know, I see a lot of bad in the world. You know, I've seen a lot of bad. I see a lot of bad every day. I see a lot. And, you know, I see
Oh my God, guess I better get on panel. Come on up.
amen. Absolutely open panel here all the time. But, you know, I see so much. And, you know, when you came from, you know, a place like I have, you know, a cesspool. I mean, like I said, I was born in hell, right? And I walked through hell most of my life. And when you live a life like that, you know, you get to the point that you don't know if there's any good left in the world or not. You know, you kind of can get real discouraged. But I'm going to tell you, when God put me here, you know, he showed me, you know, that there is a lot of beautiful, good people left in this world. You know, I didn't believe that when I was on Ziggy's panel, everybody coming at me sideways. And when, you know, when God put this channel together, you know, and I first popped up here, I didn't have any idea if there's going to be one person or 100. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. You know, I just wanted to get out the truth, whether it be to 1 or 100. I wanted to get out the truth. But God has, you know, it wasn't 1 or 100, it's hundreds that he puts in here. And, you know,
yeah.
And it's amazing. It's amazing, you know, to see that the world does have a lot of really good people left in it. A lot of people who care, a lot of people who know how to bond together as one for these missing kids, a lot of people who know how to bond together for one another and to pray for one another and to care about one another, you know, unconditionally care about each other. It is really amazing. And, you know, and I am so grateful to be a part of all of this. I am absolutely grateful to be a part of it, you know, and I feel God blessed me. I feel he blessed me by putting me here and, you know, giving me back, you know, so much of what I felt I had lost, you know, the trust and thinking that there's just not kind people or anything in the world anymore. And, you know, but he's taught me better. And, you know, And I think I needed that. And I think there's a lot of other people, you know, who can identify with me. I think there's a lot of people in this chat who could identify with me. And, you know, and he showed them as well. They're like, yeah, PG, you know, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. And I found that, you know, out here that, you know, the world ain't all evil. There's still a whole lot of good. And, you know, and I'm grateful God put me here as well, you know, but, you know, I also find it amazing that this one child, you know, that what happened to Summer, and I know it was horrible and probably very horrific situation, you know, for them to want to cover it up so bad, to keep it so on the low, it had to be pretty bad. It had to be pretty bad, you guys. But you know, that evil, all of that evil that, you know, I believe has happened to this little girl has brought so much good out of it. So much good. I mean, this little girl, you know, paid a price, but the price she paid was for her brother's freedom and for them to be able to finally be free of all of that hell and misery and pain and suffering. She, you know, she got all these people, you know, she brought in like a beacon, like a giant beacon in the night. She brought all of these people with their love light shining for her into these chats and everything, you know, to shine and to bond together as one, you know, for these missing kids, not just Summer, but for other missing kids as well. This little girl, I'm telling you, she was a real bright light in the world. And she has brought nothing but light, you know, to her case, and love and kindness and caring.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see all that this child has accomplished out of, you know, out of something horrible. God bless her wherever this little baby is, and I believe she is in heaven. God bless her.
Yeah, I believe she is too. I think Candace, if it wasn't Hunter, it was Candace that went off on her and hit her in the head or something. You never know. That's just my theory.
Whatever happened to little Summer,
she fell and hit her
it
head.
was not an accident cover up at all, because Don Wells changing up his vehicle and firing his coworker totally shows that it was pre-planned and carried out June 15th. I mean, he went to work on the 14th, driving that different vehicle, fires his coworker. On the 15th, he drives that vehicle. Summer comes up missing. You know, he blames it on the coworker that he just fired the day before. You know, he drove that vehicle because it had Starlink, which he felt was like his cell phone, an extra additive layer of protection for his ass, because that's the type of person he is, a coward, hiding and trying to cover his ass while somebody else is carrying out all the dirty deeds. And, you know, that's just who and what he is. And, you know, that's my opinion. That's truly what happened.
Yeah, it makes sense. They just wait long for.
Tomorrow night. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
If they really cared, then they would have called right then and there. You know,
right.
Instead of waiting 4.5 hours or whatever it was.
No, you can't. They had no intentions of calling until the plan had been carried out. they went to the swimming hole. In my opinion, here's how it went down. They went to the swimming hole, and Candace got that boy on some illegal substances, and so she would be able to give him the courage that she needed him to have to go out there and do what she was wanting done. I believe that Allison's house is where Summer ended up getting changed and cleaned up, and then staged on the milk jugs. 10 minutes from the house where they took the video, to try to smooth over, what happened earlier at the swimming hole and so forth. I believe that, she wasn't passed away long enough for it to show on the camera, the video. Plus, I believe there was a little makeup on her from Allison's house when they redressed her. I do believe there was some makeup on her face. A thin layer of something, because she was just too blue on each side of the head. There was something, it looked like possibility that there was foundation put on her face to try to, cover up some of the stuff.
Exactly.
Also, and her mouth looked like possibly, some kind of lip gloss or something had been applied to it as well. I truly believe that Hunter did freak out because he had to sit in a car. He had to sit back there and sit in a car with it and everything. And I believe that, it really, like Don Wells, when Don Wells got home and it got real, but he saw the police and it was getting real. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't go up on the hill. He had to go down. He turned off and avoided law enforcement so he could pull himself together, right? He had to stop in that car and pull himself together. And, because now it's getting real. It's all coming down, It's one thing to plan something. It's another thing to carry it out. You have to be ready for that as well. And sometimes no matter how prepared you think you are, you find out you wasn't, right? You find out you wasn't.
Yeah.
So, he was trying to hold his shit together. And I think that, this is just my theory, my opinion. I think that, from there, Candace, they had their video to show they were close to home and like 10 minutes away from Ben Hill, as if Summer got home, breathing, which I don't think she was. She goes up, drops Candace off on the hill. I believe the boys did run out. I think they did run out, maybe to get, they might have had something and a little something for the boys to pack in or to eat. And I think they did get a sight of Summer, get a sight of her in the back seat. I don't think they knew if she was awake or she wasn't awake. I don't think they really paid that much attention. I think they were busy just trying to grab everything, get back into the house, get back to what they were doing. And I think that Candace went into her trailer, and Candace, I believe that Candace, act like she was piddling around for a second. She got back in Candace's vehicle, went down the hill to Fred's house. I think that's where, that was the next stop to hand Summer off. And I think they did. I think Candace did hand Summer off to Fred and Laura. And I think Fred and Laura took out of there. And then here comes Chad Arnold and catches Candace at Fred's. They didn't expect that to happen, but it did. And that was around the 4:00 mark. And Candace got real nervous when he came in, and, she didn't know what to do. So she just told him, my daughter's missing. Are they here? Because she planned on reporting Summer missing anyway, right? She planned on reporting Summer missing anyway. So she didn't care. And she probably didn't, think that Chad's going to come back, talk to law enforcement and tell how early it was, when she said this. She wasn't banking on that. And I think, her brain was scattered too with everything that went down. And then when she did later, she went back up on the hill, and gaslighted the boys, right? She gaslighted the boys like their sister had came in the house and all of this stuff. And them being, them being afraid, right? These boys been through a lot, being afraid. They're like, we don't know, Mom. She's probably in the basement. I told you to watch her. I told you. I hollered your name. And I told you guys to watch her. Where is she? We don't know, Mom. And she goes down the basement. She comes back up to see if the boys had gotten up and looked out or seen anything. And when they didn't, she was so happy. That's why she said, I don't know if that back door was locked or not, because she didn't check it. She didn't check it. She already knew everything that went down. She didn't check it. So she don't know. And, so that was a good save to say I didn't know, But if your daughter was truly been missing and you truly thought someone took her, you would have knew if that door was opened or not. You would have known. It wouldn't have been a doubt in your mind, because the first thing when you went down that basement, if you was really looking for your child, the first thing you would have done is looked at that door to see if it was open or not. And you would not have forgot that. You would not have forgot that, because if that door is open, that's the way you would have assumed she went out of. If it wasn't open, you would assume, how did she get out of here? And that's something you're not going to forget, because traumatizing moments stick with you forever. They don't leave you. And
longest time, Don kept saying that door, the lock was broke on that door. You remember that?
Right. It wasn't. It was fixed. That door was fixed. And Candace didn't know it was open or not, because she didn't check it. She didn't have to. She just came in to gaslight them boys, and she gaslighted the hell out of them. And Don Wells, helped her gaslight them even more. He helped them gaslight this, even more so. And, and we know that the boys didn't say that, they said that she might have went down the basement. They told Jody Sue, and we know that the one boy did not say, oh, she asked me to go to the basement with her and I didn't. I feel, no, none of the boys said that. That's Don Wells said that, not the boy. Those boys told Jody Sue that the last time they seen Summer, they thought she was out on the swing. So that tells me last time they seen her was outside. They seen her in the vehicle and just assumed she got out and was playing at her swing instead of coming into the house. So, those boys got gaslighted by their own parents.
That's crazy.
And my personal opinion is, that if Chad Arnold truly saw Candace at Fred Hill's house, as everyone is saying, and a lot of people saying it, if he did see Candace down there around the 4:00 mark, then I think it's a solid. In my opinion, it's a solid that Fred Hill and Laura took Summer out of there. Now, where they took her, I don't know. But you know what? We're going to talk more about some things. I have someone working with me right now behind the scenes. They would like to stay anonymous. They, in the shadows. They want to stay in the shadows, so I'm not going to be bringing them out. But they have been helping me a lot, and I so appreciate it. They become a really good friend to PG. And they're very, very nice. They're very, very nice. And they've been helping me a lot. And I've got a lot of information coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow night, there's going to be a lot of information coming out. I worked hard today on a lot of things. I supposed to have called this particular person back. If I don't have time to get back in contact with them tonight, I'd definitely be in contact with them tomorrow. They know who they are. I'll definitely get back with you tomorrow, because I promised to let them know some updates on some things I was doing today. So I'll definitely get with them tomorrow on that. But there's a lot coming out. There's a lot coming out tomorrow. We got some more things we want to talk over. We want to look at. We want to talk about some more. We're going to clear up some more lies that have been put out here, and some more. We're not going to get gaslighted. We're not going to get gaslighted out here, you guys. So the truth, there's a lot more truth going to come out tomorrow. We're going to talk a little more about Fred Hill come tomorrow as well. And some things as to, as to why Fred Hill might be, I think we have the answers. What I'm saying is tomorrow night, I think that we have been able to figure out the answers to why Fred Hill has changed up things so many times. And I'm bringing it to the table. I'm bringing lots of pictures with it. Fred Hill told a lot of lies, and the truth is about to come out on it. All the truth's about to come out on it tomorrow night. So you guys want to be here for that. Make sure you are. And absolutely. So I wanted to give you the heads up. Because a lot of people say, PG, if you'd have told me, I'd have been there. So I'm telling everybody, please be here because you'll want to hear this. And there's a whole lot of stuff in Summer's case. More stuff comes to light all the time. I often thought that Summer's case is being pulled to the light little by little. I could never figure out why. I don't know why. I've often thought that if it was solved all in one day, we wouldn't be able to handle it. That's how horrific and horrible I think all of this is. I don't think we could handle what went down June 15, 2021. I don't think we could handle the truth.
I don't think so.
Of everything in Summer's case all at once. And I think God knows that. I think he knows it. And that's why we're getting little by little, getting prepared. And when God wants it solved, it will be. He controls all. We control nothing. So I just wanted to give you the heads up on that before we go out of here tonight. But please, 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 keep the prayers going up for this baby girl. Keep the prayers going up for this sweet little child that should not ever be where she is. That little girl should have been right here on this earth. She should have been in school. She should have been playing on the playground. She should have been swimming in the summer. She should have been going to school in the fall. She should have been enjoying life to its fullest. She should have had a whole lifetime ahead of her to just accomplish whatever she wanted to accomplish in this life. She had that right. She had that right. No one has a right to destroy another human's life. You do not own people. You do not own people. Parents do not own their children. They don't own nobody. Nobody owns nobody. Parents are angels given to children to watch over them and to let them be their own person, grow, and be who they want to be in the future. And that's all they're supposed to do. You're just supposed to watch over your children and let them become who they are, not what you want them to be. You don't own them. You don't have no rights doing whatever you want with them. It's wrong. It's wrong. Children deserve to just be loved and cared about unconditionally, raised up to be whatever they want to be in life. You had your opportunity to be what you wanted. If you didn't do it, that's your own fault. Don't destroy their dreams and their chances to become what they want. You're supposed to want your children to succeed at things that you didn't. You want them to have all the opportunities that you didn't. If your parents messed up your life and you weren't able to become all the things you wanted to, then don't do what they done to. Don't do what to your child what was done to you. Do with your child what you would have wanted your parents to do. You would want your parents to let you fly and become what you want it to, and back you in all your successes. And do that for your child. But Don and Candace Wells felt like, they owned these kids. They felt like they were owners of these children, and these are my kids, and however we want to do them, we can do them. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Those children paid the price for being born into that house of freaking demons. And they are demons. Trust me, they are demons.
They're probably
That's
thankful.
my opinion.
They're probably thankful this summer that they're out of that situation now.
I'm going to tell you something. Candace Wells was so jealous of her own daughter. So jealous of her own daughter, she did not care if her daughter disappeared or not. That's my opinion. I will keep it. And I'm going to tell you, she really wanted her boys, but she didn't want her boys because she loves her boys, and she wanted her boys to, to keep and care about and to take care of and all the good things. She wanted her boys because she wanted her boys to be able to, be magnets. She didn't want to really watch them, take care of them, or do anything for them. She just wanted them so she could use them to entice other boys to come around and other people to come around, so her and Don Wells could continue to, use and abuse children, if you ask me. To use and abuse children. Candace and Don Wells does not want to make friends with grown-up people, and so they can have cookouts and socialize and talk to other adults. They want to make friends with adults in order to get their hands on that adult's children. If two adults have no kids, Don and Candace Wells was not going to be their friend. If two adults have children, they have 4 or 5 children, Don and Candace Wells will act like their best friend in order to entice their children and get to their children, the way that they did Allison's children, the way that they did the other ladies' children, the way they have done to many people's children. They're after the children, not being friends with other adults for adult company, right? For adult company. They're not, no. That isn't the way it is. And that's kind of sick and twisted and weird, if you ask me. Something ain't fucking right there. Something ain't right there when people got their eyes set on your children and, trying to befriend you in order to get to your children. That's sick. That's sick. And I think all of us out here can learn something. I think we can all learn something from seeing this. Now we know what to watch for, right? Now we know how important it is to teach our children to watch out for Don and Candace Wells in the future, right? Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody befriend you in order to get to your children, because people will do that. They will do that. So stay away from them. Take heed. We have learned a lot. And that's another benefit that we get being out here, is we get to learn, we get the heads up, and we learn a lot, and how to be better parents and make our children better parents in the future as well. So, it's Summer's case has been all good. It has gave all good to the people. And I just hope to God that, all good happens to this little girl, and she is found, and God lets her be brought home. And I hope he lets justice be served on her behalf, because that little girl deserves it. She deserves to get justice. Mm-hmm. Amen. So keep the prayers going up for her, you guys. Keep the prayers going up for her. Keep them going up for one another as well. And Jenny, I so appreciate you coming up every night, hanging out with me here lately. You are a lot of comfort being up here with you.
Oh, thank you.
I love you, girl. You know it. But yeah, PG's going to get out of here, but keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for beautiful sunflowers. Beautiful sunflowers ask that we keep prayers going up for the people in California, and someone she knows that is helping, you know, out there right now to save people and get them to safety. That also is looking for Sebastian, to my understanding as well. So let us pray for these people, and let's pray for one another. So many people, keep them going up for Norway, keep them going up for Jenny, keep them going up for her husband in the background, or the gentleman in her background. Let us pray. And there is another beautiful lady. Her husband is going through a lot. Let us pray for them. We need to pray for everyone. I'm going to tell you, everybody's going through something, you guys. And if you're not, well, PG's going to pray that it just keeps on keeping on with not needing prayers at all, right? I'm going to pray that all good continues to happen in y'all's life if it is going good. But if it isn't, I'm going to sure pray to God that whatever you're praying for, well, we're going to all jump on board and pray with you. We're going to pray that your prayers are answered in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Because that's what we're supposed to do. So we're going to be doing it. And people say, oh, I don't know how PG is a Christian when she's so, 1 minute this and another minute that. Well, I am a Christian, and I truly believe in my God. And you know what? We prayed for a lot of people, haven't we? And those people have really been blessed. So, I don't think I need to speak for myself as being a Christian or not. I think the people we're praying for and the blessings being bestowed upon them, I think that tells how good of Christians we are, right? I don't have to defend myself there, because I'm going to tell you, when God's answering prayers, well, those prayers must be coming out of somebody's pretty darn good who really believe in God. Must be praying for you, right? And over here, this particular channel, I'm going to tell you something. There are a lot of people in here who believe and have faith in God, and their prayers, let me tell you, their prayers are worth more than diamonds and gold, baby. Their prayers are worth more than diamonds and gold, because of true Christians' prayers, oh, trust me, God answers. So we're going to keep praying. And these prayers, everybody's praying, they're going to keep getting answered. You guys going to see miracles happening in here. We've already seen a few, and we're going to see a whole lot more, because God loves us, and we love him. We love him, but he loved us first. So keep those prayers going up, you guys. In the name of Jesus, amen. Listen, PG's going to say good night. God bless, and much, much love.